B. All right, and she has a nonprofit, and she's partnershiping with Trina and I and the Faith Revitalization Center for the school supply giveaway that we talked about earlier on August 25th from 9 to 5. I'm sorry, from 9 to noon, 9 to noon at the Carl Walker Jr. Center, 4300 Noble Street in the heart of Fifth Ward in the Nickel. And so Trina was talking to us about her organization, and we were interrupted because Yolanda Smith called in. She had to talk a little bit about I asked her to call in to talk a little bit about the NAACP. So I want Trina to finish talking about her organization, everything that they do, and then we'll get in our discussion about the school supply giveaway or anything else you guys want to talk about this morning, okay? All right.
Great. So again, it's Gustavia Pearls Women's Outreach that I'm the founder of this great organization. And just to explain a little bit to Mr. Claude, he had a hard time with that name Gustavia, but that's my mom's name. And it is in honor of my mother, Margie Gustavia Russell. And she had a ministry in the Fifth Ward area, Open Door Church.
Okay.
And she had a safe home for women, battered women with children. And then she also had a home for men that were coming out of the jail system and homeless, just trying to restart their lives.
Okay.
So our organization is basically birthed from something that had already begun back in the 80s. And I kind of trained with my mom during that time. And so she passed away in 2012, and in 2013, I started up an organization in honor of her. So that's where the name Gustavia comes from.
Okay.
The heart of who we are and our passion behind what we do is basically through mental health. We provide services, free services and sessions to the community on mental health. We understand that there are a lot of families that are experiencing these things. We understand that there are a lot of mothers that have children that are in school that are dealing with mental health issues. And a lot of times we call it as the kids are being bad or disruptive, but not realizing that the problem is deeper than that. So what we do is through other partnerships, we provide those services where we educate the community on what mental health is and how we can live with it in a good way. So that's one of the things. We also do a piece on domestic violence for women and for men, because we understand that even though men are silent about it, but men have experienced domestic abuse as well. And so we birthed that as well through the experience that I had some years ago. I was in a domestic violence relationship, and I stayed there for many, many years. And a lot of people would ask me, why did you stay there so long? And for me, it was not me just thinking clearly. It was an illness. I felt like that was a place that I should be at, and I loved that particular person. And even though he was hurting me, I felt like that my love for him still kept me there. And so eventually I left, and it took a lot for me to leave, even after me moving in a certain particular place and being placed in a hospital and just done really bad. I still stayed there. My family tried to help me. They reached out to me. My parents reached out to me. But guess what? Even after they got me out of that unsafe environment, I turned right around and went right back into it. And so I understand how women in domestic violence situations, they go back. And I explain to people, don't get upset with them. Be patient with them as they go through this process, because right now their mental state is just not there. So if you just show them the love and be there whenever they come back to you, just be there for them, be that support for them, but don't push them away, because they're going to need you when they come back. And so we just kind of live on the merits of being domestic violence prevention and mental health provision. And we also have a piece that we do, and we're participating in the Alzheimer's walk this year, November the 3rd, with ALZ. And that's in honor of my father. He lived with Alzheimer's. He found out and was diagnosed with it in 2010, and 2012 he passed away with it. And so my family had to learn our new norm. with the living with my father that had the Alzheimer's disease, and we weren't aware of any of it, hadn't known anybody that had it. So we had to learn these things. And so through that, and my experiences through that, now I want to make it available through all the experiences that I had, and then some that I'm still learning about. I want to make it available to our community so that we can get educated on it and learn how to live with it.
Right. Well, that's wonderful. Let me, for those ladies who listen, do not stay in a relationship where you're being abused. You know, I've been married now 47 years is what I said. I better get it right, though. I might be in an abusive relationship myself. and I might be the one getting the abuse. But I feel, and I talk about this a lot because I have an opportunity to speak at different events with women where women are present. And what I say is that because I get asked, well, how in the world do you stay married that long in this day and age? And I said, well, I treat my wife with respect. It's not that I'm a perfect man. I'm not. I have not been. But I've never raised a hand to her in anger. I have not. I've gone outside and hurt myself because I've kicked my car and kicked a tree and slipped trying to kick the dog, and poor dog hadn't done nothing to me, you know, and he had sense enough to know what I was fixing to do even before I did it, so he'd run and I'd slip and fall on my butt. But the truth of the matter is, you don't have to stay in those kind of relationships. There are people who have been through it that can help you get through it, because what I have found out with the experiences I've had to deal with as a union rep, because I've actually had to work with AT&T to move women. You with me? I've had to help move women across the country to get them away from abusive relationships, and get them in places where they are safe. And I won't give the names, but I will tell you about one situation in particular where we moved a young lady here, and her mate, you know, after years of trying to find her, a mistake was made. And this mate was able to find out exactly where she was, and she was in her new boyfriend's car, and someone tipped him off unknowingly, you know, that they were, you know, that she was driving his car, and she did it because she knew that he knew her car, right? So she used the boyfriend's car to drop her off, and someone tipped her off to that. And the boyfriend waited for her to drop a child off at school, and they killed her. So, first of all, we need to turn these suckers in that are doing this kind of stuff to you. And then secondly, just understand that in many cases, the situation is not going to get better. If they're abusing you now, they're going to continue to do that. So seek help and find a safe house or safe place, someone that you can talk to about what's going on. Okay, we're going to go to a break. And then we're going to talk to Renee Jefferson Smith and see what's on her mind. And then we're going to talk about the August 25th school supply giveaway. But thank you, Trina, for your organization, what you do. I know you're going to be here with us. You'll have information to pass out there for those who might need help at the school supply giveaway.
Absolutely. And also you can visit our webpage at GUSTAVIA Pearls, PEARLS, womensoutreach.com.
Oh, that's a long one.
It's a long one.
Come back and get back to them again. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back. 281-453-1000 on the CWA Labor Show.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a lot to think about.